Good afternoon all. We'll briefly look at the recap of today's lecture. It will be a 5 minutes video max wherein I will try to summarize the lecture content. So we started off our discussion today with talking about or getting introduced to artificial intelligence. Although the entire introduction is not complete yet and will continue doing so in the second lecture as well. We started off by asking ourselves a question, what is AI? AI stands for artificial intelligence, and we know that this particular technique called as AI has been developed across more than 100 years now. In early 1900s, people started thinking about developing machines, mechanical or otherwise, which will alleviate the work of human beings, and from that the notion of artificial intelligence came into picture. We saw that although the AI development is very old, development in the field of AI is very old, the term artificial intelligence itself came into being in 1953 to 56 at that particular time. Till then, the field was not referred to as artificial intelligence. This was coincident to the fact that there was a lot of development occurring at that time on the topic called as computer science, which was getting its fundamental development at that period in time through Turing and all other mathematicians, Noam Chomsky, Turing, Church, all those people, and along with the same time we also saw rapid development in the computer hardware itself. Now coming back to the discussion of what is AI, we can vividly differentiate various definitions of AI into four categories. First category is of those definitions which talk about building systems or building machines which are thinking like humans. Thinking humanly means thinking like humans. There could be definitions which can be classified into the category of thinking rationally, which have more focus on rationality of the thought process of the human beings. So we are not just mimicking the thought process of human being, but we are also trying to mimic the reasoning and logical abilities of human beings while taking decisions. Now the next category of definition of AI are acting humanly. So this acting humanly, this particular definition, this refers to the ability of human beings to mimic the abilities of human beings or mimic the performance of human beings at various tasks. Okay, and the last category of definition is referred to as acting rationally. So human beings, while they perform any particular task, if they always try to get optimal results and they work those steps which are going to provide you the optimal result, then such behavior or such actions are referred to as rational actions. So there is always going to be this particular thing is this question in your mind, that are human beings rational? Are we as ourselves rational always? So that was the question that I actually left you with. The other important fact we talked about is the development of AI, historical development of AI with respect to computer engineering. In the computer engineering field, how the AI was evolved right from 1943 up to 1995. The slides that I am using currently are from book Russell Norvig. It is an instructional resource for Russell Norvig, and this slide is probably created around the period of 2002-2003, the third edition of the book. So this only talks about the development of the field till 1995. The same author talks about the current developments in AI or artificial intelligence, as they now refer to these three different distinct domains called as machine learning, deep learning, AI, as a single kind of overlapping areas of work. That lecture video is there on KGC LMS, which I will recommend you to watch. The video is of I guess 17 minutes. That will give you a perspective. Now coming back to the discussion over here, in 1943, McCulloch actually tried to mimic the model of a human brain for implementing Boolean circuits. They created something called as McCulloch neurons. They tried to mimic the neurons in the human brain. So what exactly they did, they actually wrote a program or an algorithm that works very similar in characteristic to human neuron. Okay, Then there was a development for say 10 to 15 years or about in the field of neural networks, but the hardware present at that time was not capable of actually exploiting the benefits of neural network algorithms, because of which this particular field of AI was put into dark for as long as 1990s. Okay, late 1980s. So you can see that neural network have resurgent place at and around 1986, and nowadays if you see a lot of AI algorithms around you, they are actually utilizing these basic building blocks called as neural networks inside them. Although our syllabus is not we are not going to discuss about these state of the art techniques called as deep neural network techniques, but our role of this particular subject is to give you a foundational basis for understanding what exactly is AI. Okay, so as we see in 1943, McCulloch talk about these Boolean circuits which are mimicking human brain neurons, which goes off because unavailability of the hardware. But due to the availability of hardware, you see a resurgent from late 60s and late 80s of neural networks, and in early 2000, that is not early, sorry, late 2003 onward to late 2005 onwards, we see a lot of progress in the field called as deep neural networks, or as they call it as deep learning. Okay, we also talked about the AI history and what other fields AI takes information from, or content from, or techniques from. So AI itself is what you can say, if for us AI is only concentrated on computer engineering aspects of artificial intelligence, although we are saying like that. The techniques practiced under AI, they are influenced by all these different disciplines, right from philosophy, mathematics, economics, neuroscience, psychology, control theory, and linguistics. Computer engineering is the basis using which we try to realize the AI systems, but all these other fields are going to actually impact the techniques that we develop in order to create artificially intelligent system. So what exactly we do in AI is we create artifacts or the systems or the computer systems or the software systems for us that are trying to mimic certain abilities of human beings, be them of the thinking abilities of the human beings or of the physical behavior of the human beings. Now, saying so, many of the authors have classified that human beings might not always be rational in their behavior. So, while developing these systems, we need to also cater into the rationality aspect or optimality aspect of whatever task the AI system is performing should always be a rational task. Now, all these things in perspective, at the end of the lecture, we talked about a test put forth way back in 1950s by Alan Turing in his seminal paper titled Computing Machinery and Intelligence. This test actually tries to find out whether a system that is to be coined as AI is actually an AI or not. Okay, so we now know that whenever we are developing an AI system, it is going to work on a particular task that currently human beings perform, and perform with certain level of what you can say, certain level of accuracy or certain level of performance, so a certain performance level. Okay, so this particular test involves three actors. First one is human interrogator, second one is the human who is good at performing the particular task which the AI system is trying to mimic, and the AI system which we want to categorize to be a AI or not. Okay, so the test involves a room, and this particular room has a certain partition to it. On the one side of the partition, we have human interrogator who is trying to verify whether the AI system is AI or not. On the other side of the partition is a human expert on that particular task, and the AI system. Now what the interrogator does is he tries to define the task that he want to test AI for. Now this task will be designed by this interrogator and submitted to the AI system as well as the human. Now while submitting the task, it is taken care that the interrogator does not have direct communication between human or AI system. So whatever way the human interrogator is communicating to the other side, okay, is transparent. He does not know whether he is communicating to the human expert or whether he is communicating with AI system. He is posing the task in some manner to the parties on the other side of the partition. Once the human expert as well as the AI system gets the task, they both try to solve it independently. So human expert solves as he solves that particular task otherwise, and AI system will try to apply the technique using which it has been built to solve that particular task. After solving the task, whatever are the output generated, those outputs are taken back and presented to the human interrogator. Now looking at the outputs, human interrogator has to verify or has to find out whether the outputs say A and outputs say B that he has received, are they from human expert or are they from the AI system. If he is able to distinguish that which output belongs to which entity, then the AI system fails to be called as artificially intelligent because it fails to perform at the performance level of the human expert, and that is the core of this particular test. This test was referred to as Turing test, which is also sometimes modeled as Chinese room experiment. So you can actually search for Turing test or Chinese room experiment on Google or YouTube, and you will get very short videos explaining both of these tests to you. Okay, so this was the last topic that we discussed during the lecture. Happy learning.